Welcome to the deep dive. So glad you're joining us today. You know that feeling, right? You're earnestly trying to learn English. You're putting in the hours, maybe diligently studying, memorizing lists. Yet, despite all that effort, it often feels like you're just, well, stuck, like you're pushing against this wall and your fluency just isn't improving. It's incredibly frustrating. And it can make you question yourself, maybe even wonder if you're just not cut out for it. But what if the secret isn't really to study harder, but to study, smarter? What if tiny, almost effortless actions, maybe just a few minutes a day, could actually unlock some surprisingly rapid growth? That's exactly what we're going to unpack in today's deep dive. We've looked at a whole stack of fascinating sources, really brimming with practical daily habits.
Absolutely. And our mission today is basically to distill the key insights from these materials. We want to show you exactly how small, consistent actions can lead to, well, genuinely significant language growth. And we're not just going to tell you what to do. We'll dive into the why these methods are so effective for your brain. We're moving beyond that traditional, often tiring study approach. The goal is to integrate English, seamlessly into your existing life, enjoyably. It's about building a rhythm, not adding another huge burden, not cramming, but cultivation.
Okay, let's dig into that core idea.
Yeah.
Smart habits, not just hard study.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think so many of us have hit that wall. You're not lazy, you're putting in the effort. But maybe, just maybe, as these sources suggest, you haven't had the right habits. One of the openings in our material really challenged my thinking. It asked, what if the secret isn't to study harder but smarter? It really makes you pause, doesn't it? Suggesting more hours isn't always the answer if they aren't, well, effective hours. It implies the problem might not be lack of trying, but maybe a lack of strategic, brain-friendly effort. It felt like a real light bulb moment, Maybe being stuck isn't a personal failing, but about the approach.
Right. And what's fascinating and often missed is that the brain isn't really built for brute force memorization, not through long, hard study sessions anyway. Especially for something like language, which is so fluid. When you engage in consistent, low-effort habits, you kind of bypass that mental fatigue, that information overload. Think about it. Our brains prefer rhythm, gentle repetition, integrated learning. It's like a quiet stream carving a path through rock rather than a big flood trying to break it all at once.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, the flood might have a big impact right away, but it's the stream, the consistent flow that makes lasting change. So, introducing English in small doses allows your brain to gradually tune in, building those neural pathways naturally. No overwhelm. And that sets the stage perfectly for the habits we're about to explore, making sure each small action really counts.
And that brings us perfectly to the first smart habit, the morning listening habit. Before I found this, my mornings were, well, pretty typical, I guess. Wake up, grab the phone, start scrolling. Social media, messages, just lost in the noise.
Just noise.
Exactly. Pure consumption, no real intentional learning, definitely no English, just a chaotic start. Not great for language goals.
And the catalyst here, as our sources point out, is this insight. What you do in the first 10 minutes often determines the tone for the whole day. And this isn't just motivational fluff. There's a neurological basis. When you first wake up, your brain is often in a, theta or alpha state, very receptive, like a sponge. It's not yet in that high beta analytical mode. So it's an optimal window for passive absorption, less filtering, less cognitive load. It's like that saying, sowing seed when the ground is soft. Your mind is the ground.
Right.
And when it's soft and uncluttered, new information like English can take root much better. Your brain is a great listener then.
So after hearing that, I decided to make a change. The very next morning, no phone scrolling. Instead, I grabbed my earphones, put on a short English podcast. Just 5 minutes. It was beginner level, slow, clear, felt a bit weird at first, maybe forced. But then something shifted. I heard English while brushing my teeth. A simple sentence from the podcast stuck in my head. Today's a good day. I actually smiled. It felt nice, like starting the day with intention. So that became my rule. We have phone scrolling, just 5 minutes of English first thing. It became this quiet, powerful ritual.
And the impact of that low-pressure, consistent input is pretty remarkable. It subtly tunes your brain, like finding a clearer radio signal. There's a great anecdote in the sources about a boy in a village, no teacher, no internet, just a radio. He listened to English news every morning, understood hardly any of it at first.
Wow.
But he picked up one new word daily, consistently. And in 6 months, he could understand full sentences.
Just from listening.
Just from consistent exposure. It shows the power of it, even without full comprehension initially. Your brain is still absorbing patterns, rhythms, sounds, building familiarity. Consistency, even without immediate understanding, drives that gradual change.
And the personal breakthrough for me was incredible.
Yeah.
After about a week, something happened in my English class. The teacher asked me a question, and usually I'd freeze up.
Right, the panic moment.
Totally.
Mm.
But this time, I actually recalled a sentence from the podcast, and I said it. Wasn't perfect, but I spoke. And the teacher smiled. This really encouraging smile. That little moment felt huge, like, okay, I can do this. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I don't have time in the morning. I get it. But really, do you not have 2 minutes while brushing your teeth or waiting for the kettle?
My.
You don't need a notebook. Just listen. Make English the first sound. Don't worry about understanding everything. That's fine. Your brain is still working, absorbing. Consistency is the goal.
And that flexibility, the forgiving nature, is key for sticking with it. Don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. Just get back to it the next. It's about persistence, not perfection. There's a really poignant story about someone failing an English test. Felt totally demoralized.
Go with that feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Ready to give up, but they still did their morning listening. And the podcast host said something like, "Mistakes are not the end, they are the beginning." Repeating that line gave them strength. It shows this habit goes beyond just English. It improves your day, gives you a voice, builds resilience. That's just as important.
So here's a challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, try it. Just one small change. Wake up, skip the social media scroll, play 5 minutes of English audio, a story, news, music, whatever, and then say one sentence out loud, even if it feels silly. Today's a good day. Say it with intention. That's it. Your start. Let English be the first sound, making English the first sound. That's powerful. But what about writing? That often feels like a huge mountain to climb. Which brings us to habit 2, the one-sentence journal habit. Oh, this used to fill me with dread. I honestly thought writing was the hardest part. Listening, repeating, even reading simple stuff, okay. But writing felt massive, scary.
Very common feeling.
I never knew where to start. Worried about grammar, spelling, just crippled by fear. So what did I do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Stared at the blank page. It stayed blank. The pressure for perfection just led to paralysis.
Yeah, that fear of errors, of being judged, is a huge barrier. The catalyst here is so simple but effective because it tackles that anxiety head on. A teacher's instruction. Write one sentence each night, only one. Short, simple, just something.
Just one sentence.
Exactly. That incredibly low barrier instantly disarms the anxiety about perfection or length. It makes it feel manageable, achievable, encourages consistency, not avoidance. It's not about perfection right away. It's about starting and keeping that momentum going.
So my journey started nervously. Tiny notebook, shaking hands, blank mind. Finally typed out my first sentence. It was a good day today. 5 words. Closed the book, felt a bit silly. Like, how can this help?
Right, seems too small.
But the next night, I committed again. I ate rice. Then I looked. I saw a cat. Tiny sentences, basic, but I put my heart into them. Wrote honestly about my day. Didn't care about mistakes. Just focused on showing up, keeping the habit alive.
And what's really beautiful there is how those small sentences, seemingly insignificant, felt big and personal to you.
They really did.
That personal connection, that emotional investment accelerates learning. Then gradually the sentences naturally start getting a bit more complex. I'm happy today because I went to the park. You're not forcing it, just expressing feelings, using words, picking up new ones organically. And when the teacher gives feedback like, "You're getting better," that's like one sentence of confidence.
Totally.
It reinforces that positive loop. Writing from passion, real thoughts, feelings makes learning stickier. It's narrative, not just rules.
Okay, so practical tips for starting your one-sentence journal. First, tools don't need to be fancy. Small notebook, phone app, whatever works. Every night, maybe before sleep, write one sentence in English, just one. Think about your day, pick a moment, a feeling, write it down. Key thing. Don't worry about grammar, don't worry about spelling, just write.
Just get it down.
Exactly. I'm tired, I talked to my friend, I eat chicken. Perfect. Real sentences, real life. You're training your brain to express itself. You can even add drawings or stickers, make it yours.
Yeah, that misconception that writing needs to be long and perfect, it holds so many people back. Writing practice is more like learning to walk. Tiny steps first, then you go far.
Good point.
This low-stakes approach makes it sustainable. And you can enhance it by reading your sentence aloud afterwards. Add speaking practice.
Oh, nice idea.
The real benefit is bridging your thoughts and feelings with English, allowing language to express emotions. Like that example sentence, "I cried today, but I'm okay." It shows language isn't just rules, it's human expression. That connection helps learning stick.
And the long-term impact. After just 3 months, I had this whole book filled with my life, my daily story in English. Small sentences, yeah, but big emotions. Really personal. I showed it to my cousin, and he looked up amazed and said, "This English you write, it's beautiful."
Wow, that must have felt great.
It was one of my proudest moments. You can feel that too. So tonight, write your opening sentence. Just start. Okay, let's tackle the big one. Speaking. That fear is real. Which leads us to habit number 3. Talk to yourself. The secret speaking habit. I remember I felt okay with listening, reading, even my journal. But speaking, no way. Moment I needed to say something. Brain freeze. Mind blank.
Total blank slate.
Yeah. And the question always haunting me. Who am I going to speak with? No English-speaking friends or family. Nobody. Felt impossible.
That's such a critical barrier, the fear of judgment, of correction. It's often not about lacking words, but performance anxiety. The shrewd catalyst here is brilliant because it's so simple. If you don't have someone to talk to yourself.
Sounds a bit crazy at first.
Maybe. But it instantly removes the external pressure. No one's judging, correcting, laughing. It frees you to just try, experiment, make sounds, even fail without that paralyzing fear. Creates a totally safe, private space to practice forming thoughts in English without translating or performance anxiety, builds muscle memory.
So I decided to try this slightly lunatic idea. Next morning, woke up, started labeling actions. I am brushing my teeth. Said it out loud. Not perfect, but said it. I am eating bread. I am going to school. One action, one label. My whole day became this unexpected English practice. Nobody knew, but I was teaching my brain to produce speech.
Turning your routine into a classroom.
Exactly. Gradually, my voice got stronger, words came faster, fear got smaller. I'd chat to the mirror. How are you today? Answer, I am fine. Then add more. Today I feel happy. Today I feel tired. Real feelings, simple sentences. Didn't care about mistakes. My room was my classroom. My voice was my patient teacher.
And while some may laugh at talking to yourself, the sources explain why it works so well. It prompts that crucial shift where your mind begins to work in English. It trains your brain to actually produce language in real time. There's a powerful anecdote about a child who knew words but couldn't speak in front of the teacher, just stayed quiet. But after talking to himself consistently at home, whispering phrases, one day the teacher asked a question, and the boy answered slowly but clearly. Everyone was amazed, clapped, and the source reveals, that boy was me. It shows how self-talk builds the internal machinery for speaking, leads to breakthroughs.
Okay, immediate challenge for you listening right now. Look around. Label something in English. This is my phone. That is my chair. I am listening to a deep dive. Simple but powerful practice, or make a tiny story. Today I went to the market. I bought some apples. It was hot. I saw a dog. Real life, simple English.
Using your own voice.
Exactly. And if you feel shy, even alone, whisper. That's fine. No need to be loud. Just be brave enough to open your mouth, make the sounds. Every time you speak, even to yourself, confidence grows a little.
And if you do this day after day, something incredible happens. You stop needing to translate everything laboriously in your head. You start thinking directly in English.
That's the goal.
Right. Formulating thoughts in English becomes more natural. Then one day someone asks you something in English and you won't freeze. You'll answer, not perfectly, maybe, but clearly. And you'll know that whispering to yourself wasn't crazy, it was smart. Builds confidence incrementally, prepares you for real interactions, makes speaking feel less intimidating.
So here's your task. When this deep dive is over, find a mirror. Look yourself in the eye. Say one sentence in English. Any sentence. I can learn English. I am strong. I will not give up. These aren't just words, they're affirmations. Your voice, even whispered, is your power. Use it. All right, let's shift to habit number 4. The 5-minute reading habit. I have to admit, I used to think reading English was only for, smart people. People who knew tons of words already, didn't need a dictionary constantly.
Yeah, that's a common block.
I felt like I couldn't read effectively. Wanted to, but didn't know what to pick. Long pages, big words. Shut my brain down. Felt overwhelming.
And the catalyst here, described in the sources, is so simple. A friend hands over a children's book. Pictures, and crucially, just 2 lines per page.
Laughable.
Laugh.
Yeah.
The reaction is often, this is for kids. But the friend insists, just try it 5 minutes. This approach drastically reduces the cognitive load. Starting easy, short, visual makes reading accessible, enjoyable, not a test. Removes the intimidation, allows for immediate success.
And that first 5 minutes, it really changed the world for me. First sentence. The cat on the bed is, I knew those words. I actually smiled. A real achievement smile.
That little win is huge.
Totally. Next page. The dog is under the table. Kept reading, following the pictures. Didn't need to translate everything, just follow the story. After reading something that felt good, achievable, I felt that I could do it. Surge. Started a new habit right then. Read one short page every night before sleep. Just one page. No pressure, no grammar book, just a story unfolding.
And slowly, almost without noticing, the magic happens. You start understanding more, genuinely enjoying it. Characters become friends, stories become teachers. There's that moving anecdote about the speaker finding a discarded book as a boy. Read it every night, few lines at a time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Months later, he could tell his own tale. Reading became an escape, a comfort. Shows how starting accessibly lets understanding bloom naturally, turns reading from a chore into a pleasure, even solace.
Now, I often hear reading English is boring, but I think that usually means they're reading the wrong stuff.
Exactly. Finding the right material is key.
Don't start with complex novels. Start with easy ones, short ones, funny ones, beginner books, like those kids' books. And the best part, reading is everywhere now. Subtitles on videos, Instagram captions, simple online news, product labels. It's all around you.
It's not just libraries anymore.
Right, it's part of your everyday environment.
So practical steps. Try reading for just 5 minutes tonight. That's it. Choose something easy, interesting to you. Short story, article, kids' book. Crucially, and this trips people up, don't check every single word you don't know, just keep going.
Let the meaning come gradually.
Exactly. Allow the sense of meaning to emerge from context. Goal is exposure, familiarity, flow, not memorizing every word. And bonus, reading aloud is great speaking practice, connects visual input with auditory and vocal production, multi-sensory learning.
And even now, sometimes I go back to those little kids' books. They remind me how far I've come. I can't help but smile reading them now. What used to feel hard is now easy. And that's learning's greatest feeling, isn't it? That shift.
Definitely. The feeling of mastery.
Reading made me fall in love with English, all from 5 minutes a day. You can have that too. Try it tonight. 5 minutes, one page. You'll be amazed how much you grow in a week. Reading isn't a test. It's a gift, a story, a light. Let it be your light. Okay, moving on to habit number 5. Shadowing. This is such a powerful technique. Wish I'd found it earlier. I remember the first time I did it. Didn't even know the name. Just copying speech from an English video. Listen to a sentence, stop, repeat, next line, copy that. Didn't get it perfect, but I was speaking, moving my mouth, making sounds.
Actively engage it.
Yeah. Felt weird at first, like, am I just mimicking? Is this useful? But after a few days, noticed a clear pattern, pronunciation improving, sentences coming faster, less thinking, started sounding a bit like the person in the video. Learning without studying grammar rules.
What you're describing is shadowing, copying a sentence immediately after hearing it. Like a shadow, your voice tracks the speaker's voice.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
It's effective because it bypasses the load of inventing sentences or worrying about grammar. You're directly imitating native speech patterns, rhythm, intonation, stress, flow. Trains your tongue, mouth, brain through direct imitation. Not just listening, but internalizing the physical and auditory memory for English.
Building muscle memory for speech.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Accelerated muscle memory.
Yeah, it's a great stories in the sources about a boy in our online group really struggled with speaking. Super shy, would say, I have words, but my mouth doesn't move. You could see the frustration.
Locked inside.
One day, I showed him shadowing with a slow cartoon, short phrases. Stop, repeat, match the tone. He committed 10 minutes every day. 1 week later, joined our video call and for the first time said a full sentence, I like this topic.
Slow, yes. So clear, pellucid, we all clapped.
Fantastic.
He just smiled hugely and said, I just copied and copied, now I can speak. That's the power. So how can you start shadowing today? 1. Find a short clip, 2-3 minutes. Cartoon, beginner podcast, YouTube video with a slow, clear speaker. Subtitles help. 2. Play one sentence. Pause. Say aloud. Focus on copying rhythm, emotion, intonation. Pauses, not just words. Sound like them.
Try to match everything.
Right. 3. If it feels hard at first, totally normal, like learning a new song. Practice makes it easier. Consistent effort in small bursts is key.
And the progression is cool. I started with cartoons, then short movies, YouTube videos. Now I can even shadow real conversations, interviews. My voice is stronger, accent better, confidence way up. Sometimes I even shadow in the mirror, watch my mouth move, feel the change. Feels good.
That visual feedback helps too.
Yeah. People ask how long. Beauty is just 5-10 minutes a day. Pick a short video, do it daily for a week, then find a new one. Consistency.
And remember, if you screw up, so what? That's normal. Don't let mistakes stop you.
Just keep going.
Keep copying. You're not aiming for perfection now. You're training your mouth, vocal cords, brain, building a smart habit. The sources mention how phrases shadowed daily, like affirmations, I'm learning English and I'm proud, become deeply ingrained. They sound like your voice. It's internalization, not just mimicry. Makes patterns part of your natural speech. Very efficient.
So the challenge, try shadowing today. Find a video, one sentence, copy it, say it loud, say it again. Try it for 7 days. I guarantee you'll feel a difference in confidence in producing sounds. You don't need more grammar study. You need to speak more. Shadowing is the easiest way to start without fear. No fear, no grammar books, just copy, speak, grow. All right, habit number 6, the vocabulary jar habit. This is a fun discovery for me. Low tech, but effective. Visiting my cousin, saw this clear glass jar on her desk full of little colored paper slips. Asked her, what's this? She smiled. My vocabulary jar.
Simple idea.
Immediately amazed by its simplicity and how powerful it seemed.
And the mechanics are brilliant because they align with how brains learn. Daily, just one new word goes in with meaning and a short personal sentence using it. Makes learning personal, unlike trying to memorize huge lists, which just tires the brain and leads to forgetting.
Right, cramming doesn't work long term.
Exactly. One word a day, learned with feeling, with action, as the sources say. It sticks, becomes part of you. That focused, intentional, physical interaction writing, folding, placing, creates a much deeper memory trace than rote learning. Quality over quantity.
So I went home, found an empty jar, cut up some paper. First word, happy. Wrote happy, feeling good on one side. I am happy today on the other. Folded it, put it in the jar. Felt like I'd sowed a seed. A small investment.
A little ritual.
Yeah. Next day, book. Then cold friend. One word, one paper, one focus moment daily. Jar started filling up. Heart fluttered with anticipation, pride. And these words weren't just written. I lived them, felt happy, thought of my word, met a friend, whispered, this is my friend. These tiny words, nurtured intentionally, started showing up in my thoughts and speech.
And that regular review, opening the jar, rereading, saying words aloud, making new sentences is crucial. The sources explain why these words are remembered. Quote, because I didn't simply read them, I touched them, wrote on them, folded them. I had a unique memory for each word.
Multisensory learning.
Precisely. Visual, tactile, auditory. Creates a deeper, more accessible memory. There's that story of the girl feeling stuck, forgetting words. But her jar was full after 60 days. She said, now I use these words when I talk. Shows consistency and multisensory engagement turn passive knowledge into active language. Personal, lived experience.
Okay, practical tips for your own jar.
Yeah.
No fancy gear needed. Box, cup, tin, whatever. Cut up scrap paper. Use colors if you like, daily. One new word, its meaning. A brief personal sentence using it. Drop it in. And the crucial step, weekly ritual. Open the jar, take out some papers, read words aloud, say them again, celebrate them.
Acknowledge the progress.
Exactly. You're cultivating your language garden, word by word. Add drawings, stickers, make it fun, make it your friend.
Overcoming reluctance is key for consistency, and this helps. Sources mention days with zero motivation, but just glancing at the jar, thinking just one word, kept the habit alive.
That low pressure is important.
Ensures long-term commitment, prevents burnout. Eventually, words are, in my mind, no longer needing the physical jar. But the jar often stays, a symbol of the journey, the progress. It's about tangible progress, self-belief, consistent action through small steps.
So I really encourage you, start your own vocabulary jar today. After this deep dive, take a moment, write down one word, make your first paper, start your jar. It's more than a tool, it's a symbol, a promise to yourself, a way to see your progress, a quiet declaration. I am learning, I am growing. One word, one paper, one jar. One day you'll see your whole journey in there. Let's dive into habit 7. Night review 3 questions that train your brain. Before this, my nightly ritual was probably like yours. Endless phone scrolling before sleep, videos, messages, emails, just noise cluttering my mind.
Digital debris, yeah.
Then I read a line in the source material that stuck with me. Before you sleep, your brain decides what to keep and what to forget. That hit me hard. Thought, what if I could help my brain keep the English I learned today?
This habit is powerfully rooted in neuroscience. It leverages the brain's memory consolidation during sleep. By actively reviewing, even for just 2 minutes right before drifting off, you send a strong signal.
Like highlighting important files.
Exactly. You're telling your brain, this English word, this phrase, it's important. Hold on to it. This brief review helps your brain hold on, making it highly effective, brain-friendly learning. turns passive consolidation into active reinforcement, maximizes retention with minimal effort when your brain is naturally prepping for memory work, working with your brain's cycles.
So I adopted this simple nightly habit. 3 questions. Ask them silently or sometimes whisper them aloud. 1. What new word did I learn in English today? 2. What English line or phrase did I use or hear today that stuck? 3. What was my main error today, and what was the lesson learned? Felt a bit odd at first, maybe, but took literally 2 minutes, sometimes less.
Very quick.
Lie in the dark, close eyes, think. Learned serendipity, recall. Used, I'm looking forward to it, remember? Said he goes school. No, it's he goes. Enough and smile. Felt better next morning. Remembered everything clearly, word, sentence, even the correction. Why? Because I saw it in my mind's eye in silence, in peace, late at night.
And the accessibility is a huge strength. No books needed, no teacher, just your own voice, your own thoughts. Quiet reflection. There's that anecdote of the young man with 0 time for study, exhausting job.
Right, totally drained.
Adopted these 3 questions nightly. After 2 weeks, reported, I think in English before bed, remember more without extra study time. Wasn't studying more, just more smart review. Shows how effectively you can integrate learning into a packed schedule, optimizing for brain function.
I also sometimes add one little thing at the end. A positive affirmation. You did well today. You were learning. Don't give up. Feels warm, builds pride, helps sleep better. You can do this every night. Lie down, ask the questions. If you need to think answers in your native language first, then try saying them in simple, maybe broken English. Yeah, that's fine.
Not an exam.
Exactly. Cultivating growth in silence safely.
And the long-term impacts are profound. Better memory, less fear of forgetting. English becomes part of your sleep, part of your dreams.
Yeah.
There's that story of dreaming vividly in English about rain after reviewing the word rain.
That's amazing.
Shows deep integration. This quiet habit contrasts with noisy methods, highlighting its lingering power. Subtlety can be incredibly effective. A whisper before sleep can resonate deeply.
So, tonight, lights off, settling into bed. Ask yourself those 3 questions. Don't worry about perfection. Just think, feel, speak to yourself slowly, gently. Each smart habit is a small light. This one illuminates your night. One review, one memory, one step closer to naturally thinking in English. Okay, let's address that frustrating paradox. Studying hard all week videos, writing words, but the moment you need to speak.
Brain freeze.
Blank screen moment.
Totally blank, forgotten everything. Sitting there thinking, what was the point? Why can't I say a word?
This brings us to habit 8, weekend talk, the practice day habit.
This challenge is universal. You can gain tons of passive knowledge, but without active speaking practice, it stays passive, like having ingredients but never cooking.
Great analogy again.
The teacher's solution in the sources was so obvious, so simple, yet powerful. You need a speaking day, 1 day a week, just to speak. Highlights the critical need for dedicated speaking practice. It's the bridge transforming passive knowledge into active, usable fluency. Forces your brain to retrieve, organize, produce language in real time, not just recognize it. Essential for fluency.
So I decided nervously to try it. One Sunday, made a rule, talk in English for 1 hour, no writing, no reading, just talking. Started easy, looked around my room. This is my bed, that is my book, wearing a blue shirt. Walked to the window. It is sunny today. Kitchen, making tea, spoke constantly, even simple stuff. Felt awkward at first, like pretending.
Yeah, can feel artificial initially.
But as I continued, I relaxed, smiled a bit, actually started enjoying it. Brain was straining, but actively translating everything into English. Became a fascinating game. The hour I thought would drag flew by.
And the evolution is impressive. From talking to oneself, the speaker progressed to phoning a cousin for 10 minutes of English chat. Laughed at mistakes, stumbled, but spoke.
That's the key part.
Right. This 1 day, 1 hour, one focused speak approach is vital. Helps the brain connect the dots between weekly input and active output. Forces retrieval and combination of knowledge into coherent speech. Strengthens vocal production, makes words accessible, reduces fear. Active application cements learning.
There's that inspiring story about the girl in the online group, terrified to talk, hands trembled, voice broke. We encouraged her, try weekend talk, just for yourself.
Gentle start.
So she did. Sundays, 1 hour, alone in her garden. I see a flower, I hear a bird, I like the sun. Simple observations. A couple of weeks later, called into video chat, said, I practiced alone, now I want to talk to you.
Wow, brave step.
So proud. You could hear the new confidence. That's what this habit does. Don't need native-like fluency immediately, just speak. 5 minutes, even with mistakes, make it your practice.
The goal is simply to speak perfect English. Not needed. 5 minutes. Great start. The non-negotiable is that you do it. Sources suggest various ways. Talk in a mirror, record yourself, insightful, talk to pets, no judgment. Find language partners online, join clubs.
Lots of options.
Key is getting your mouth moving, voice heard. As sources say, a week of talking 1 hour is better than a week of silent study. Speaking actively combines all the pieces, vocabulary, grammar, listening, thinking. It's where knowledge becomes power, abstract understanding becomes fluent expression.
So set a small, achievable goal for this weekend, maybe 10 minutes. While cooking, doing chores, gradually increase it, make it routine, Saturday, Sunday, whenever works. Just keep your mouth moving. Talk about feelings, your week, describe your room, tell a story, answer questions, anything. Make your own English hour. Turn off fear. Turn on your voice. Speak. Now, for arguably the most crucial, challenging part, habit 9, the mistake celebration habit. Gets right to the core of fear, making mistakes. I remember it so well. Didn't want to say the wrong word, sound silly, be laughed at or corrected.
That performance anxiety again?
But my instinct, stay quiet, waiting for that perfect, flawless sentence that never came. So silence.
That fear is a massive roadblock. The sources offer a radical, liberating shift. If you never make mistakes, you never truly learn. This reframe is vital. Mistakes aren't failures, they're signals, gifts. Invaluable feedback showing what to fix, what to improve, what to learn next.
Data points, not disasters.
Exactly. Sheltering from errors means sheltering from progress. Avoiding mistakes means avoiding the essential feedback loop for growth. Change mindset. Errors aren't shame, they're stepping stones.
And that changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I remember the moment. Made a mistake. You go to school. Teacher smiled softly, gently reassured me. I nodded, repeated, he goes to school.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I smiled too. It was a mistake, but I learned something tangible. Didn't feel bad, felt stronger.
A positive learning moment?
Yeah, started doing something different. After each mistake, whispered, you're learning. Sometimes even clapped quietly. Felt proud for trying. Still fumbled, said good or I am agree, but never stopped. Never felt defeated.
The sources give practical ways to embrace mistakes. Made one, smile, write it down if you can, repeat the correct version aloud, even playfully say, thank you, mistake, you helped me learn.
Making it positive.
Right. With trusted people, say, please correct me. Make it a game where every mistake is 1 point for learning, alone. Keep a mistake journal, notebook, or phone note. Collect errors, review weekly, see your growth. That story of the shy boy transforming fear into confidence via his journal, realizing his 12 mistakes and 12 lessons were just steps. Powerful.
That shy boy I mentioned, always silent, paralyzed by fear of judgment. Gave him a notebook, his mistake journal. Write down mistakes, I said, then the correction. Read it with a smile, not shame. Hesitant at first, fear was deep, but a week later brought it back. 12 mistakes, 12 lessons documented.
Tangible progress.
Read them aloud, laughed at some past errors, then said with conviction, I'm not scared now. These are just steps. Timid boy found his voice.
It's crucial to remember, even fluent speakers still make mistakes. English is huge. No one knows everything, and that's okay.
Good reminder.
Key isn't avoiding mistakes. Impossible. But actively learning from every single one. This perspective liberates you, turns setbacks into opportunities for growth. Embrace them. They prove you're engaging, pushing boundaries, being brave.
So, final challenge from these insights. Don't be afraid. Don't be silenced by fear. Speak. Mistakes will happen. They're inevitable if you're learning. Let them come. Welcome them. Celebrate them. They are concrete evidence you're doing something brave, challenging, and truly leading towards fluency. So we've covered 9 powerful habits. The core takeaway. Fluency isn't built in hours of agonizing study, rigid lessons, complex grammar, tests. I used to think that was the only way.
The traditional grind.
But it's built in little things, tiny actions repeated daily, 5-minute podcast, 1-line journal, whispered sentence, word in a jar. These seemingly minor habits, as sources say, made all the difference. Turned learning from chore to joy.
Which brings us to the secret weapon, habit stacking. The key to making these habits automatic, effortless. You take something you already do, an existing daily habit, and hook a new English habit onto it.
Piggybacking on routines.
Exactly. Not finding new time, but using existing time wisely, intentionally. This psychological hack makes new habits feel automatic, effortless. Triggered by something you already do without thinking, reduces friction, makes consistency achievable.
Let me give you concrete examples from the sources. Morning. Brush teeth, existing habit, plus brief English podcast, new habit layered on. Afternoon. Make tea, existing, plus grab vocab paper from jar while water boils, new. Night. Turn off lights existing, plus ask 3 review questions in mind. New. Habits I already had, just layered English on top. Didn't find more time, just used existing time wisely. Simple, elegant.
There's that compelling anecdote about the busy girls' school, household duties, job, felt she cannot add anything new.
Totally overwhelmed.
But using habit stacking, talked about cooking while cooking, listened to English while walking, wrote sentence before bed after lights out. She didn't change her life, she only added English onto the life she already had. Results. Within a month. Clearer speech, better recall, more confidence. Shows you don't need to overhaul your routine, just integrate English smartly into your existing rhythm. Turn passive moments active.
So how can you implement habit stacking today? 1. List your daily habits, brushing teeth, eating, walking, cleaning, writing down, things you do automatically. 2. Pick one small English habit from this deep dive that resonates. Listening, writing, shadowing, vocab jar, speaking practice. 3. Form clear. Once I do daily habit, I will do English habit statements. E.g., once I brush my teeth, I will listen to English for 3 minutes. Once I finish dinner, I will write 1 sentence in my journal. When lights are out, I will ask the 3 review questions.
This creates no pressure, no struggle, just rhythm. Consistency, not intensity. After a while, faster than you think, you don't even notice it. You just do it. It becomes part of you like breathing. Sustainable, effective way to build practice without overwhelm. Then 30, 60, 90 days later, you look back, realize you didn't change everything, just weaved English in, and now you're making significant progress. Highlights how fluency is built not in one big moment, but hundreds of tiny ones, little words, quiet effort, smart habits. Cumulative power of small actions leads to transformation.
So we've explored these powerful principles, these smart habits. Remember, they're tools, not rigid rules. Use what fits you, mix and match, change and grow them. But the key message, keep going, keep moving, because you can learn English. You don't need more hours, you need more heart and smarter, sustainable habits. I genuinely believe in your ability to achieve fluency, to unlock your potential. Now, one crucial thing. Think about all these habits: morning listening, mistake celebration. Which one resonates most? Which feels most achievable, exciting to start first? Make that commitment to yourself right now. Start one.
And as you begin this journey with smart English habits, maybe consider this. How might these small, consistent efforts translate to other areas of your life where you seek growth? What else could you achieve, not by striving harder, but by applying smarter, smaller, more sustainable habits? Something to think about.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into smart habits for English fluency. Your interest, your commitment to learning, it's truly inspiring. Remember, this is just the beginning of your incredible journey.